Hey everybody, welcome back to DeHaven Family Farm. The time has come for part 3 in the 3-part series about small farm finances. If you haven't seen part 1, that was just about my story. Part 2 was ways to generate income on your farm or homestead. And part 3 today, we're going to talk about ways to save money on your farm or homestead. So today's video is very important because if you watch the last video in the series and you said to yourself, well, those are pretty good ideas, but I don't have time to do any of those extra side jobs or anything like that, this video is definitely for you. So anybody who has a farm, you need to treat your farm like a business. And with any business, there's income and there's expenses. And you always hope that your income will exceed your expenses, right? So you make a profit. But if you've sort of capped out on the income side and you say, well, geez, there's really nothing else I can do over here and I'm still not making much money here, then you need to look at the other side of the spectrum, which is your expenses. So we need to drop those down. So if we can't go up on this side, we need to go down on this side. And that's what this video is about. So stay tuned. Okay, so as we get into today's video, we are going to talk about 5 ways to save money on your farm or homestead. So just like the last video, these are in no particular order. So let's get started with number 1. Number 1 is going to be insurance. You small guys may not notice as much of a savings as some of the medium-sized to larger guys. But for me, a few years ago, having a landscape business and the equipment and things that I insure, I still consider myself a very small business, less than 5 employees. So to me, that's pretty small. But I saved a tremendous amount of money by switching insurance companies for my business insurance. Now, if you don't have business insurance, you can still look at different insurance ways to save money. It could be car insurance. It could be homeowners insurance. It could be renters insurance. It could be your farm and equipment insurance. Don't be afraid to shop around. There's definitely a value added to sticking with the same agent and the same companies. Obviously, that person is going to know your farm and know your business and know you a little bit, and there's a value add there. However, how much is that worth? If an average guy like me can save $6,000 or $7,000 a year by switching companies, I'm sorry, I'm going to do it. So this is something you should really look at least once a year when your time for your renewals come up. You really should look at this, talk to your agent, say, look, is there any way that I can save some money? Talk to other farmers or people with similar businesses and see what they're paying. And you may need to switch agents. That's what I had to do because the agent that I was with did not offer every insurance company out there, and that's the way it's going to be. So you may need to shop around a little bit, but you can save thousands of dollars by a few phone calls and giving a little bit of information to an agent. So don't be afraid to do that. It can really save you a lot of money. So number 2 in ways to save money on your farm or homestead is going to be efficiency. So this is not spending money on buying equipment that's more efficient. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is ways that you can do things more efficiently. So an example I'm going to give you, I see a lot of guys like on YouTube that are loading mixers, for example. And yes, I understand. I don't know all your operations and how everything works, but I have a lot of experience loading trucks. I've loaded thousands of trucks from thousands of different types of scenarios. So when I see someone that is loading from a pile here and the mixer's parked inefficiently over here and it's taking them 5 to 6 minutes for every bucket they're putting in there, you can easily cut that down. So think about the way that you do things around your farm, the way that you load a mixer, for example, the way that you feed your cows. If you're a crop guy, is there different ways that you can get to a field that's going to save you time? And, you may only save a minute or 2 off each trip, but if you're making 500 trips, that's a lot of money, that's a lot of fuel, that's a lot of time. So look at your operation and look at it and analyze it. Ask a friend or neighbor to come and watch and explain what you do, and just see if there's a more efficient, i.e. faster way to do it. Again, faster saves money, less hours on the tractor, less fuel, less time for you. So look at the way you're doing things and see if there's a way that you can do things a little bit differently to save you that time and money. So the number 3 way to save money is buy in bulk. And I'm sure a lot of you big guys already do this, but the smaller guys or the medium-sized guys, I know for myself, again, I consider myself a small farm here. I still buy fertilizer in bags. It's just been a little bit more convenient for me, but that is something that's going to change hopefully this year. Buying in bulk will save at least $50 a ton around here. It'll save me at least $50 a ton on fertilizer. So as my ground has grown and I've added more ground, I need more fertilizer. I am going to look at ways that I can do fertilizer in bulk. Now, this can also apply to feed. You guys that have animals, you know, you don't necessarily need a big fancy storage container to store 1 ton of feed. There's a lot of guys, you know, on the internet, on YouTube, that just build wooden boxes or have wooden boxes. And yes, I know you're gonna have to worry about rats, but you know what? If you have feed around the farm, you're gonna have to worry about mice and rats anyway. So build a simple box and you can either have a bulk ton of feed delivered. If you have a small trailer or truck, you can go and pick it up loose and have it delivered. But fertilizer, the feed, even you know, oils, hydraulic oil, engine oil, grease. I know I use a lot of grease. I don't use a tremendous amount of oil, but I use a lot of grease, and I'll buy that by the case because I'll save $2 a tube on it. So just look at your operation and analyze and say, what do you use enough of or a lot of that with a few simple changes, you could buy in bulk and start saving a lot of money. So number 4, we're going to talk about, and I know there's going to be some people that are going to groan about this because you're going to say, I already do it. But shop around for parts and maintenance supplies. So maybe you have a local store that you like to go to and they always treat you fair, and that's fine. But sometimes when you're looking for various things, specialty parts, you're going to find them cheaper and not always on the internet. Look on the internet, you may be able to find those parts on there, but a lot of times I've found that the dealership has the same price or cheaper parts. So don't be afraid to shop around for those parts. Don't worry about hurting anybody's feelings. If you're going to save thousands of dollars a year by shopping around a bit, again, whether it's internet or box store, do it. So number 5 in this series about saving money on your farm or homestead is another kind of basic idea, but it involves getting rid of unnecessary things. So that could mean that you have your house and your shop, and maybe you have internet connections in both of those, and you're paying for 2 separate internet connections. You don't need to do that. Do you really need internet in the shop? Do you really need internet in the house? Do you need them in both? If you do, there are ways that you can wirelessly take your internet from your house to your shop. We've done it from our house to our barn, and it works well. I think it cost us maybe $100 or $200 to do it. I can't remember, but really that's only a couple months worth of internet payments, and that's just one example. Are you getting a newspaper or a magazine that you hardly ever read? Maybe when you signed up for it, it had one cool, good article in it, and you thought, well, I'll sign up for this and I'll get lots of great information. And then you get busy and you never read the thing. So cancel the subscription. You don't need to be paying for those things that you're not reading and you don't care about. Cable is another thing. If you guys don't watch a lot of cable, maybe some of you don't have cable. Cable is expensive, no matter whether you have Dish or you have a local provider. There's a lot of things that you can find on the internet. If there's not shows or specific things that you want to watch on TV, then I would say keep your internet and get rid of the cable because it can be very expensive. So just little things like that. Think about what you're not using, what you can live without, and cut it out. So that brings us to the end of this video, 5 ways to save money on your farm or homestead. I hope that at least one of these ideas will apply to you and will save you some money. And now it's your turn, guys. I want you to leave in the comment section down below. What did I miss? What other easy things can we do here for me and you to save some money on your farm? Things that require a phone call or two, and you could save thousands a year. Leave it down in the comments. I want to hear what you have to say. And what did you think about this video? Did I do a good job? Do you like my new backdrop I got behind me? I'm sitting in the office here, probably do some more videos in front of this. So don't forget to leave your comments down below. Hit the thumbs up button. That helps with YouTube algorithms. Let people know, let YouTube know that you enjoyed this video. Let's get it out there so other people can save some money too. So I really appreciate you guys watching this video, and I hope I will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.